Patrick Laing here with Certainty Management. I've been talking about some of the sales tips that I've learned over the years from sales greats like Zig Ziglar and Tom Hopkins, David Sandler, Dale Carnegie. One of my very favorite trainers, and it's one of the largest sales organizations in the world, is Sandler Sales. I originally was introduced to it and cut my teeth by an extraordinary trainer by the name of Jeff Schneider. He owns the Sandler franchise in Portland, Oregon. I have some good friends here in Henderson, Nevada, where I live in Las Vegas, Rob Jeremiason and his partner, David. They are fantastic, and they teach the same principles that I learned from Jeff and have implemented in my career throughout my life with great success. One of the things I love about Dave Sandler is he was a firm believer in what he referred to as equal business stature. See, so often salespeople are on a lower level. They're down here. The customers are up at the top, up higher than them. And it's this almost subservient relationship. It's very unequal. The customer holds all the cards. They pull all the strings. They make the decisions on this. And the salesperson feels in many respects unequal or just inadequate to their customer. Unfortunately, that is the case in many areas. I felt it throughout my life. The customer held all the cards, made all the decisions, and I was hoping for a sale and throwing things at a wall, hoping something stuck. And, and David Sandler, who is this crusty old, I think, New Yorker or Chicago, I think he may have been from Chicago, but he really didn't like that element of sales, where salespeople were hoping for, even groveling for or begging for their business, maybe not overtly, but that's what they were feeling. He created a methodology that created what he referred to, as I said, equal business stature, and it put you and your customer on the same level. One of the things he did was what was called the upfront contract. This is an upfront agreement that said, look, the purpose for this visit is to see if I like you and you like me. See if we're a fit. And you go on to say, if by the end of our conversation, you find this doesn't fit your needs, it doesn't fit into your budget, and you just don't feel like it's a direction you want to go, are you okay telling me no, George? And they always look at you like, are you kidding me? You're the first salesperson I've ever met who asked me to say no. It's so empowering to say, can you tell me no? If we're just not a fit, we part friends, we go our separate ways, let me know. And then, of course, once they say, you bet I can, then you come back to them and say, at the same time, if by the end of our conversation, you feel like this does fit your needs, it does meet your budget, we've met with the decision makers, is there any reason why you couldn't tell me yes? Sandler taught what he called the Sandler submarine, and he referred to it as a submarine because there are different compartments. You want to close one before you go to the next one. We've all seen the old movies like U-571 or something where submarine gets hit by a torpedo and is filling up with water, and they're closing the door, and there's always one or two guys that get stuck in there, and but they have to close that compartment and before the submarine sinks. Well, the same thing with the Sandler submarine methodology. He taught to start with what he referred to as rapport, and then go to an upfront contract, and then get into what he referred to as fear. Every one of us has fear of losing out, fear of the dark, fear of loss, fear, et cetera, et cetera. Some of us have fear of public speaking, fear of deep water. One of the greatest fears, though, that we have is the fear of the unknown. You can help understand what your customers' fears are by asking good questions, and you can step into the next few compartments, which are their decision-making, their budget, and so forth. And finally, almost to the very end of this process, that is when you finally go to what he referred to as the fulfillment stage. This is your presentation. It's completely opposite what traditional sales will teach you of give a presentation, share your features and benefits, try to overcome objections and close. Completely opposite. And it is very empowering when you build rapport, establish that upfront contract, ask good questions, and move them through the process. And finally, give a presentation, a fulfillment, as he calls it, that is targeted to that customer. It's shorter, it's more effective, it is far more efficient because it's tailored to that customer. You've asked good questions, you know what they're looking for. It's not a shotgun approach, it's more like a sniper approach. So I need to cut this video short, but this is one of the most valuable lessons I've ever learned in sales. I highly recommend you look at Sandler Sales. They're on YouTube. Look up the upfront contract in the Sandler submarine. I promise you, you will thank me